TRIPs and TRIMs are the two important agreements of WTO. Good morning everyone. Today's topic is TRIPs and TRIMs. So let's start with the TRIPs. It stands for Trade Related Aspect of Intellectual Property Right. This is the most comprehensive agreement which specifies enforcement procedures, remedies, and dispute resolution procedures. This agreement was negotiated at the end of Uruguay round of GATT in 1994. It is the international agreement among various member nations of the WTO on intellectual property right. It is a multilateral agreement. What do you mean by intellectual property? Any intangible creation of the human intellect is called intellectual property. This agreement came into force on 1st January 1995. It is related to the protection and enforcement of intellectual property right. This agreement will cover trademark including service marks, patents, copyright, industrial designs, layout designs of ICs, trade secrets or hidden information and geographical indication. It includes three important issues like standards means the main element of protection is defined, namely the subject matter to be protected, the rights to be conferred and permissible exceptions to those rights, and the minimum duration of protection. Second is enforcement means the domestic procedure and remedies for the enforcement of the intellectual property right. It contains the provision on the civil and administrative procedures and remedies. And the third point is related to dispute settlement. This agreement makes disputes between WTO members about any aspect of the TRIPS obligation subject to the WTO dispute settlement procedure. So this is all about TRIPS. Now we will study about TRIMS. TRIMS stand for Trade Related Investment Measure. It came into force in 1995. This agreement calls upon the national treatment should be given to the foreign investment, means domestic regulation a country should apply to the foreign investor and removal of the quantitative restrictions on the imported goods including tariff and non-tariff barrier. We all know that there is a strong connection between the trade and investment. So through investment we can also improve our trade. The main objective of TRIM is to ensure the fair treatment of the investment in all the member countries, as it recognizes that certain investment measures can restrict and distort the trade. It states that WTO members may not apply any measure that will discriminate against the foreign products or that leads to the quantitative restriction, because both of them will violate the basic WTO principle. So this agreement includes the equal right to the foreign investor as the domestic investor, abolition of the restriction imposed on the foreign capital, and abolition of the restriction on any area of the investment. There is no limitation of the foreign investment, and export of a part of final good is also not mandatory. So these are the two important WTO agreements which is applied to all the member nations of the WTO. I hope now it is clear to everyone that what is TRIPS and what is TRIM. Thank you so much for today. Have a nice day.